John bare witness of him and cried, saying, This was he of whom I spake. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And so John's saying here that Jesus is of who he spoke of, right? So he's saying, John bare witness of Jesus, and he was the man that cried in the wilderness, and that Jesus is preferred before him, the one who's supposed to be coming, which is Jesus, and that he was before me. So John paving the way for Jesus is basically what John was saying here, right? And then we see in verse 16, and of his fullness have we all received, and grace for grace. And so we see that Jesus brought grace for grace, and his fullness was grace. And so we see here that Jesus came bearing grace, not, this like judgment or anything like that, but he came with grace and forgiveness of sins. And so it's very important we understand here that he came with grace and not with the law. And so we see here in verse 17 that for the law was given by Moses. The law was established through Moses by God, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. And so we see that literal perfect two words to describe Jesus Christ was grace and truth. And that's a pretty big title for someone to give to someone. If someone were to say that you have two biggest characteristics is grace and truth, that's pretty big. Those two words right there, he's claiming to be God because he came with grace, claiming that he could forgive sins, as John the Baptist said later on, and that he is truth, meaning that he is the embodiment of truth. We see here that Jesus is the truth, and later on he claims to be the way, the truth, and the life. And so he himself even claims to be the truth. And that since he claims to be the truth, that means that what he says is true, and there's nothing that anyone could say, like I said in the last episode, anyone could do. And there's no flaw in what he's saying. There is no opinionated thing in what he's saying. He is the capital T truth.